Good evening, friends. Welcome to the PANSIGHT webinar. Let me start the slideshow right away. Today's topic, be assertive. I'll be showing you the pictures of three personalities, and you have to identify whether that personality is a passive personality or assertive personality or aggressive personality. Passive, assertive, aggressive. So the first picture, Mamata Banerjee. Is she passive?
Aggressive.
Aggressive. How many of you think, okay, Bindu assertive, Roy Charan assertive? How many of you, yes, aggressive, aggressive. So that is why many people don't know the difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness. Before giving this talk, I contacted easily some 10 people, including senior doctors, and asked them the same question. Do you know the difference between assertiveness and aggressiveness? No, they didn't know. They confused aggressiveness with assertiveness. She is aggressive. Then you will know, once you read the definition of aggressiveness, then you will be able to understand why I say she is aggressive. APJ Abdul Kalam. Passive, aggressive, or assertive?
It's assertive.
Assertive. Okay. Roy Charanji says passive. Don't feel bad, because if you give a wrong answer, there's nothing to feel ashamed, because you are come here to learn something new. So making a mistake, giving a wrong answer, incorrect answer, you're assertive. Again, the definition will, when I show the definition, you'll be convinced. And the third personality, Manmohan Singh.
Passive.
Look at the body language also.
Yes,
Mamata
passive.
Banerjee pointing the finger towards the audience. This is not pointing the finger at the audience. There's something making a point. If you want to stress a point, you show the finger upwards, index finger, and look at Manmohan Singh's hands. Is it interesting? If it is interesting, put I. The body language. You might never have noticed this one, because non-verbal communication, body language, is my area of interest and expertise. This is accusing finger. Have you heard that? Pointing finger is accusing finger, blaming finger. Aggressive persons, they accuse, they blame. This one is, yeah, I think that there is a point. I think that is valid. Now the finger, the same finger, the direction is upwards. Is it clear? Have you made it clear? If it is clear, put C in the chat box. Because I want to make sure I want to make sure that I am understandable, whatever I'm saying. Thank you. Thank you, Royji. Understandable. That's the purpose of this feedback. I don't want to make an assumption. Look at a dog barking. Especially in India, there are plenty of stray dogs, in the street dogs. And when I was in Trivandrum, and I used to go to the museum for morning walk, on the way, street, plenty of stray dogs. And I have seen the behavior of some people. When a stray dog barks and comes towards a person, three kind of responses, reactions. One, that person gets panicked and makes a U-turn and either walk away or run. And if you walk away and run, then what happens? The dog will come after you and it may even bite you. If the dog has diagnosed you are a weak person, you are afraid of the dog. Second reaction, if that person picks up a stone and throws at the dog, then what happens? Most of the time, the dog runs away. Am I right? If I am right, put in R in the chat box. The very same dog, yes, Kumar, it runs away. Because once it realizes you are not passive, you are going to counter that one. The dog runs away. Third one, you don't run away. You don't look for any stone or then you stand still and stare into the eyes of the dog. That is what I used to do. I would stop and give a prolonged stare without blinking my eyes. Then the dog, it stops. Most of the time, exceptions may be there. Most of the time it stops. Then it's a staring contest. Then it may tuck the tail between the tails and move away. That is assertive behavior. Is this clear? This is a real life example. Clear. That is how one has to deal with even these stray dogs. Thank you, Roger Angie. And next picture, look at these two dogs. The brown dog is staring and its tail is up. The tail of that dog is up. This dog kneeling, tail is down. Is the white dog assertive, passive, or aggressive? White dog.
Passive.
Exactly. That is submissiveness, passivity. So we can learn a lot from the behavior of animals as well as behavior of the human beings. We are also part of the animal kingdom. We are part of the animal kingdom. There's a book, Dog Watching. There's a book, Cat Watching. I read those books a long time back, some 30 years back. Why? The tail up, down. What does it mean? Interpretation. Even the cat also. This webinar will enlighten you about what does the word enlighten mean. Do you know? If you don't know, I will explain. If you don't know, put N, then I'll explain. Because many people use the word enlighten, and very few people know what exactly. Binduji, no, okay. And enlighten means you know something, but you don't know about most of the things about that one. You have a superficial knowledge. Enlighten means, yes, now you know in depth. By the way, we say that Buddha was enlightened. He was looking for, he was wanted to go get answers. He went to many, the saints, the gurus, he could not. And he kept on thinking. And eventually, he got answers. That is what enlighten means. Everything becomes clear. So this will again enlighten you about people who have no, passive, assertive, aggressive, but they don't know what exactly they mean. Assertiveness, aggressiveness, passivity, and how to be more assertive. Always, my webinars are based on effective facts, experience, quotes, and thoughts. Numerous books on this subject: assertiveness, aggressiveness, passive aggressive, and passivity. I'm sharing few titles. Passive aggressive people. Speak up and speak out. Jim Rohn, a very highly successful motivational speaker. If you haven't watched any of his videos, please watch at least one video. Every time we speak, we choose and use one of four basic communication styles: assertive, aggressive, passive, and passive aggressive. I will explain these things, my dear friends. I will explain each one with real life examples. Again, Jim Rohn. The only healthy communication style is assertive communication. That's the main reason I chose this topic today. Be assertive. That's the only way that is you will be able to avoid conflicts most of the time. Most of the time, conflicts happen because of aggressiveness. If a person is passive, there's no conflict. Do you agree? If the other person is passive, then there's no conflict. The other person will say submissive. Ah, yes, yes, boss, yes, boss, yes, boss. Yeah, I will do that, but yes. No conflict. Aggressive and aggressive, conflict, definitely. Both are egoistic, both are arrogant. Aggressive and assertive, most of the time, there won't be any conflict. But bitter feelings will be there. But sometimes, again, being assertive, yes, conflict will arise. Assertive, now let us look at the definition. Behaves confidently. Is not afraid to say or do what they want or believe without violating the rights and freedom of others. Those are the key words. Without violating the rights and the freedom of others. They do respect others' rights. Is this clear? Because I have made sure that is it. I use the simple words to explain the definition. Binduji, thank you. Thank you, Ji. Okay, Shanmura Ayesri, thank you. Now aggressive. An intention to attack bodily, mentally, or verbally. Whatever gets in the way. If they are not able to get what they want, then they may attack you bodily, mentally, or verbally. Total disregard for the rights and freedom of others. That's what happens. Most of the domestic abuse. I'm not saying that all. Some husbands, they beat their wives. They kick their wives. Physical abuse. They don't do what they want the wife to do. Or they shout and call names. Verbal abuse attack. Then they're very cruel, rude remarks. Emotional. Whenever they don't get what they want, the aggressive personality, they will attack you. Is this clear? Crystal clear? Put CC. That is what. And again, women are also, don't underestimate, women are also good at being aggressive. That is what? Mamata Banerjee. most of her speeches, public rallies. She attacks Prime Minister. She attacks the governor boss. She attacks the other party, political leaders. Attacks verbally. He is never a passive person. And what about Abdul Kalam, APJ Abdul Kalam? Have you ever heard him threatening anybody? Intimidating anybody? Have you? He held the highest position also. And our Gomarji, I talked to him. He worked with Dr. Abdul Kalam in the ISRO, BSSC. Because he was assertive, he was able to gain a lot of respect, love, admiration from the people. He was called the people's president. Am I right? There are many presidents before APJ Abdul Kalam. And he was not even a career politician. He was loved by so many people because he was assertive. Because he was assertive, without mentioning the name, you will know one person could not become the prime minister. Do you know that person? You don't have to tell the name. Do you know? If you know, yes, put yes in the chat box. One person couldn't become the prime minister because he was assertive from legal point of view. He didn't hesitate to use from the legal point of view. Okay. So you know or you don't know, there is one person was not able to become the prime minister.
Onyaji.
Okay. And because he was assertive, the consequence, he didn't get the second term. He was a very popular president. He was not given the opportunity to be the president for the second term. Passive, accepting what happens or what people do without trying to change anything or oppose them. Let others treat them like doormats. I mean, yes, they don't know. They never say no. Always yes. And others will treat them like doormats, insult them, humiliate them. But they don't have the courage or guts to speak up. Is this crystal clear? See. Now I am going to ask one question. Be frank. Because before 1980, so I'm going to share my own personal experience. Before 1980, I completed my MBBS in 1975, MD in 1979. During my medical college days, I never used to stand up, ask any question, or share my comments in any of the meetings. Dr. Shaji Pravaran will be able to testify because he was just 1 year junior to me. He knows. Virtually always silent. Why? I was a very poor communicator. Lack of communication skills. And when you don't have the communication skills, you don't have the self-confidence. I didn't have the self-confidence. So I used to be passive in all the meetings. If there's some biscuit or tea, I will eat the biscuit and tea, nothing else. No questions asked. Everything changed after 1980. That's when I started reading books on communication skills and self-empowerment. Now, if I go attend a meeting, offline or online, more than 50% of the time, I'll be asking a question or I'll be sharing my thoughts. Previously, I was afraid of what will others think. What will others think? Will they criticize me? That's what a passive person thinks. Afraid of criticism. Worried about others' opinions. Am I right? If I'm right, put R. Some of you, I'm sure in this group also, some of you are passive. Some of you are passive most of the time. Yes, thank you. A transformation happened. That's why I'm so excited about giving this talk. Because from my own personal life, everything changed with 180 degrees change. When I became assertive, everything changed. Long time back, I would never have even thought of going abroad, even in my wildest dreams. Communication skills poor. A person who is aggressive, your needs. The aggressive person is only bothered about his own or her own needs. And the passive person is bothered about others' needs. But assertive person, both personal needs and others' needs. Balanced. Fourth type, passive aggressive. Very dangerous. This is very common in India, not in USA. Behavior that appears to be harmless, accidental, or neutral, actually it is indirectly aggressive. Passive aggressive behavior can include lateness, avoidance, procrastination, and silence. Do you want me to explain? If you want me to explain, put E in the chat box. Passive aggressive. I'll be glad to. E. Thank you. If passive aggressive person, that passivity is there. Because of the passivity, they won't say no. But aggressiveness is also there. How will it manifest? Through indirectly. For example, if Venugopal and Nair, if he is working under me, and I will tell him, hey, tomorrow by 3 o'clock, I want you to get this report ready, okay? I want you to details, data, everything by 3 o'clock. It may be an unrealistic, my demand. Very short time. He has plenty of other things to do. I'm his boss. So I'm dictating, making this one. And he doesn't have the courage to say no. So say, yes, sir, yes, sir. And what do you do? 3 o'clock, he won't show up. He won't show up. I'll be wondering, he said that he'll be ready and he'll bring the report. And next day, hey, what happened to you? Sir, I really wanted to, but what happened was that is my son, he had fever. So I had to take him to the hospital. Everything may be a lie. Total lie, because you are not going to verify. Ask further questions. Or my wife was sick. Or I was having a terrible headache. Some excuse. The whole point is a no, but in the form of yes. So passive aggressive people, they won't have the courage to say no, but they act indirectly. Coming late for work, if at all. If you tell them tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, they must sit and discuss about everything. And 9 o'clock, he may have some other commitment. You wouldn't say, "I'm sorry, sir, I have another commitment. So why not we make it at 9:30 or 10? No. You'll say yes. But he'll show up at only 9:30. Upsetting your, again, schedule, plan, everything. Then he'll say, oh, my car wouldn't start or my bike wouldn't start. So I had to fix that one, delay for this. Or traffic was hectic. Now, is it clear? I've given you a couple of examples. Now, is it clear? Passive aggressive people, very, very dangerous. Dangerous. You cannot, but unless you are very sharp, you won't even diagnose that one. You may think they are telling the truth. They are very manipulative, passive aggressive people. Highly manipulative. And the silence also. Now, what do you think about this project? They won't say good or bad. They'll be sitting silent. And you may assume, yeah, they like it. They like it. That is why in some marriage also proposal, the girl, they will ask the girl, do you like the boy? She wouldn't say anything. Or they assume she likes, but on the previous day, she elopes with her boyfriend. Okay, suddenly you have seen that stories also. Where is everything fixed? Everything arranged. The girl runs away. Is it real what I am sharing? You must have heard. Kalyanatinte Thalee Divasam Olichodi Kamuvanamayitte. That is passive aggressive. The father spent a lot of money, invitation, and everything, lakhs of rupees and humiliation. That is passive aggressive. Do you find so far the session entertaining and enlightening? Is it entertaining and enlightening? Put EE in the chat box. Yes, thank you. Anthony G, thank you. Why many people are remaining silent? There are 24 people, and many people, they are not. They are just spectators, passively observing. They are not even clapping. In the cricket match also, some people clap. Some people, they don't do anything. He scores a sixer or he hits a four. Nothing. No reaction. Now Shaji is rubbing his hands. I thought that he was going to clap, but no, he was rubbing his hand. Okay. Okay. Krishna Arjun, E, thank you. This is very important slide. To be passive is to let others decide for you. To be aggressive is to decide for others. You dominate, you dictate what others should do. To be assertive is to decide for yourself. Do you like this simplified that quote? If you like it, put L in the chat box. Like it. That explains clearly what happens. Okay, thank you, Krishna. In real world, passive people will become the victims. They let others take the decision for them. Aggressive people are dictators. Assertive people, neither a victim nor a dictator. They are in full control of their own life. They don't give the key of control to an aggressive person. Passivity is corrosive to the soul. To be silent is to be passive. Weakness invites aggression. If you are a passive person, aggressive people, they will exploit you. They will torture you. Yes, Gayatri ji. Then they know that you are not going to speak up. They don't have to worry about this point. When I say, some of you may not like it, but facts are facts. Facts are facts. The Britishers, were they afraid of Gandhiji or Subhash Chandra Bose? Tell me in the chat box. Were they afraid of Gandhiji's way of fighting, that is non-violence, or Subhash Chandra Bose's the approach of INA?
Subhash Chandra Bose.
Subhash Chandra Bose. Because they know that this guy is passive, you don't have to worry. If you slap him on this cheek, he will show the right cheek also. And You don't have to worry. All is passing and all those is it. It will accomplish anything. If you say that freedom you got, no, it has nothing to do with the freedom fight. It has to do with the Second World War. Do all the reading and research. Malaysia, there was no freedom fighter. They didn't ask for freedom, they were given freedom. Sri Lanka, there was no freedom fighter. They were given the freedom. Palestine, many countries, Britain gave away because they couldn't take care of, manage their own home. But we think that, oh, we got the freedom because of our freedom fight and all this. Nothing. I am sharing facts. Google search how many countries were liberated after the Second World War. Between 1946 and 1956, a long list of countries. They didn't even ask for freedom. Is this information new and insightful? If it is new and insightful, put NI. The information I am sharing right now. Factually, because I don't like to waste my time as well as your time by sharing some my comments without any facts to support them. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of research. So that passivity. Bullies may avoid assertive and aggressive people. Do you know the definition of bully? Do you know what bully is? If you don't know, put can. Because I don't want to make an assumption. Because I learned many things in life. Some people, they don't know what a bully is. Okay, Venugopal, yes. No. Anybody else? Only Venugopal, only? Okay, then it's okay. Bully is a person who intimidates others, who threatens others. Intimidation, threatening, and insulting. Then you call that person a bully. Bullies are there everywhere, every country, every profession. And bullies are aggressive. That is where that quote, my own quote, bullies may avoid assertive and aggressive people. They usually target passive people. Once they know you are assertive, they wouldn't want to mess up with you. Is this clear? That's what happened when I became assertive. Many bullies, either they stopped or they took a different route. They ganged up. Otherwise, individually, my own supervisor in the hospital, when she started bullying me, when I stood up, assertive, then the chain of command, then the HR, she brought many people, big gang. And how many of you have seen the movie John Rambo, Sylvester Stallone movie? One man against big gang. So I became a John Rambo. I became a John Rambo, one man. Eventually, I ended up fighting against 72 people ganged up. Professional Standards Board Committee, 20 people. Peer Review Committee, 20 people. Then another committee, medical staff, specialty, 60 people. HR, 3 people. Chain of command, 6 people. Then patient advocate, 3. By being assertive. Bullies, whereas some of my co-workers, 5 Indian doctors. This bully, she always used to target colored people, blacks as well as immigrants. They didn't have the confidence and courage. 5 people, they resigned and they sought job somewhere else. I was the only guy who couldn't leave, who didn't run away. Others are passive, just like that dog, tucked the tail between that one, they ran away. Self-confidence, verbal communication skills, and non-verbal communication skills are absolutely necessary for assertive behavior. The non-verbal communication skill, that is where, whenever I used to talk to them, Assertive, I never used a pointing finger. I used to stand and Vivekananda pose. You know, Swami Vivekananda, you have seen Swami Vivekananda standing like this. Eh? I used to stand in front of them with my arms folded across the chest so that I won't show unintentionally any rude gesture. I wanted to make sure that accidentally I won't show any rude gesture. I'm sorry. That, so I will say it verbally as well as non-verbally. And I used to keep a smiling expression, not anger. Invest in yourself. Knowledge is the ultimate asset. I'm going to give you a multiple choice question. Whose words are those? Socrates, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. In the chat box. Socrates, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. Make a wild guess. You are unlikely to be right, but give me a response, my dear friend. I'm trying to make it as interesting as possible. Warren Buffett, K.C. Ravindranath, Bindu, Bill Gates, Vishwanathanji. Two people, correct. Bindu and Ravindranathji. That was Warren Buffett. One of the top 10 wealthiest people in the world. Invest in yourself. That is what I did. Everything changed. Invest in yourself. Knowledge. Knowledge is the ultimate asset. I will make a small addition. Knowledge and skills are the ultimate assets. Knowledge alone is not enough. You may have the knowledge, but you should know how to express, communicate your knowledge. Both are the real assets. Assertiveness is asking for what you want and making decisions that are right for you without anger, threats, manipulation, or fear of repercussions. 6 types of passive people. Giving unconditional love. I must explain this one. Giving unconditional love. They are talking unconditional love, unconditional love. It's okay to your children. It's not okay. Passive people, they give unconditional love. They don't know how to say no. They try to please others. Unconditional love to friends, even hostile friends, and hostile neighbors, and hostile co-workers. That's what the passive people do. They always continue to love them, in spite of the fact they hurt them. Unconditional help also they give, continue to. Worrying about others' opinions, always. What will others think? What will others think? What will others say? Repressing own feelings, anger. If you are hurt, they won't display their anger. Ignoring their own needs. They put the needs of others above their own needs. Accepting insults and humiliations. If somebody is very rude, humiliated, they just smile passively. They don't even respond. Is it clear? 6 tribes. Clear? If it is clear, put 6. Okay. See, this is not from any book. My dear friends, the difference about my webinar and the webinar of many other people, most of them, they simply cut and paste from some book. My this one, more than 50% of the material I share with you, you won't find it in any books. Thank you, Nadia. Would have, could have, should have. This is the language of condemnation, underscored by the passivity of regret. It is a dead language. The thing is, you can unsin. You can only repent. Would have, could have, should have. Passive people say, I would have said no if I had the courage. I would have said no if I had the courage. I could have said no I could have, but I didn't say. Yeah, I know I could have, but I didn't. I should have said no, but I didn't because I was afraid. So could have, would have, should have. They use that one. Yes, you can diagnose this person is a passive person. Question is how to know whether a person is passive. Is it helpful? If it is helpful, put H in the chat box. You watch their vocabulary. H. Energy. Watch your vocabulary. Yes. Binduji. Thank you. Shekhar. Right. Don't sacrifice your time for people who would not do the same for you. That's what I do. If some other people say always they are busy, forget about it. If they are approach me, why should I? They think that I am always available and they are always busy. Their time is so precious. My time is also precious. Don't waste your energy trying to change opinions. Do your thing and don't care if they like it. One is responsible for one's own life. Passivity provides no protection. Progress rarely comes as a result of being passive. Kashmir now, is there a progress after the abrogation of 370? If it is yes, put yes in the chat box. If it is yes, put Y in the chat box. Yes. Now you know from terrorism it has become a place for tourism. 2 crore tourists visited last year. Revenue, income is this one. AIMS, IIT, lot of this one. Everything happened after the abrogation. You were passive. Previously they were all passive. Nothing happened. By being assertive. Thank you. And give me a real life example. This is my own quote, next one. Based on that one made me think. Success and happiness rarely come as a result of being passive. Do you agree? If you agree, put A. Success and happiness, if you are passive, do you think you will be a doormat? You won't get any promotion. You will always be in the same position. You won't be promoted as a manager. No leadership, anything. So success, and they will be always unhappy. Why am I not getting promoted? I am doing everything. I am working hard. But you don't have that assertiveness. The more informed you are, the less arrogant and aggressive you are. During the discussion, if you want me to explain, I'll explain. Technology teaches passivity. Absorbed in our devices, at any age, we are absorbed in someone else's perspective. Now, people are more and more passive. They don't even have social skills. They don't even talk to each other. They don't interact with their neighbors. Television is a passivity. The basic difference between being assertive and aggressive is how our words and behavior affect the rights and well-being of others. If you live your life to please everyone else, you will continue to feel frustrated and powerless. This is because what others want may not be good for you. You are not being mean when you say no to unreasonable demands. Learn to say no, my dear friends. And the people who are passive, they must learn to say no. Until you learn how to confidently say no, so many things. You shall always say yes to so many things. The real summary of a regretful life is a life that failed to balance yes and no. A life that failed to recognize when to courageously say no and when to confidently say yes. He's from Ghana. Don't assume that you are going to get a no. Take the risk to ask for whatever you need and want. This is very important. Passive people, they are afraid of rejection. If I ask, that person says no. Oh, no. So it is better that I don't ask. Ask. Sky is not going to fall down. That person says no. Okay. You know that guy, he ordered chicken soup for soul. That book was rejected by 144 publishers. 144, not one or two. He was not passive. He went on. Upcoming talks next week, fractured mind. After that, corrupted mind. Are those titles interesting, appealing? They're interesting and appealing for IA. Fractured mind. I'm sure that you might never have heard anybody giving a talk on that one. And the corrupted mind. Okay, interesting and appealing. So now I got the feedback. Now I'm going to do the homework. I haven't started working on that one. When I take a shower or when I'm cooking, suddenly I get a flash topic idea. So this one also while I'm taking a shower, that is fractured mind. Okay, I know medical doctor, fracture. I thought, okay, why not I use that way? Thank you. Okay, now questions. I welcome your questions. And at 9 o'clock sharp, I will stop the recording, but I'll be available for discussion. Did you find this session really enlightening? I told you right from the beginning, this will enlighten you to know the difference between assertiveness, passivity, aggressiveness, and how to become assertive. Yes, thank you, Krishna. Now, I welcome your questions and comments.
Sir, I have a question.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Bindu.
Our spiritual gurus, they are passive. They seems like they are immune to the reactions of others.
If you watch, I don't know how often or how many times you have watched this Sadguru. Because I must have watched at least some 30 or 40 videos, Sadguru. And when you are confronted by a law student and other people who are aggressive, they try to insult him. Aggressive, that one. He was not passive. He was so assertive. And with a smile, and he would give with the facts and evidence the response. If you have not watched, Binduji, have you watched the Sadguru videos?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have watched.
Next time, watch critically. Just 5 days back, I watched 3 videos. That's where the law student asking some and how he handled. Never passive, Sadguru. Never. Got it? Swami Chinmayananda, never passive.
Yeah, when mic is off, he has quit that place.
Right.
In Senate Hall.
And in fact, Swami Chinmayananda was either aggressive or assertive. He was aggressive or assertive. Sadguru, always assertive. Amritanandamai, most of the time, she is passive. She won't make any comment that will be controversial. She is passive. But her success comes from her unique selling point, hugging. The world's a hugging saint. Nobody used to do that one. And especially that is at that time, many people, they like that hug. When she was young, they like. Now many people may not like that hug. But at that time when she started her this one, people went there, waited for the getting that hug. Okay? And
Sri Ravi Shankar.
Sri Ravi Shankar, he is again assertive. Okay, Sankumar, do you want to say something or ask something?
If deliberately attempts a person with a passive mindset, is it possible to transform into assertiveness, or
Yes.
is it a congenital property?
Yes, no. These are all 100% acquired. Because if the parents are bullies, the child may become passive. A father, ignorant, beating, scolding, criticizing, putting down, Mandan, you are an idiot. And soon that child starts believing, that becomes internalized. Self-esteem, self-confidence, everything is gone. And teachers also. Good number of teachers are bullies. In the medical college, a couple of professors, Shaji knows those names. And bullies. Big time bullies. They were terrors. Students were afraid of them. When they come as examiners, aggressive. So it is 100% accurate. Learn from my own experience. I was a passive person. Okay, most of the time, Salkumar, I was able to transform myself from that passivity to becoming assertive. And I am not aggressive consciously because I learned, I know the difference. I don't violate the rights of others, but I won't let others violate my rights. I'll speak up. If you are assertive, what happens? You will be able to gain respect. You'll be able to gain admiration from many people. That's what happened to APJ Abdul Kalam. At the same time, you are likely to gain enmity from people who are aggressive. That's what happened to me. Because I was assertive in these staff meetings. I used to stand up and speak up. A supervisor, she hated me. And when I used to speak up, the other staff members, nearly some 60 or 70 people, they gave some kind of a standing ovation. Because they didn't have the courage to speak up. And they saw me a person who had the courage to speak up, represent, as their representative. So by being assertive, yes, that enmity, that one again did a lot of harm. But did I stop speaking? They tried to silence me. Did I stop? No. We are being assertive. If I believe what I am going to say is right, first I must believe what I'm going to say is right, and I must have the facts. Then I will say it. You get it, Sanal Kumar? That is what it is. My own life is more than enough. If you don't know, that is that Shaji, he has left and he knows. During MBBS days, not even once I had the confidence to speak up. I was the only student, very few presentations from third year, fourth year, final year. Patients, clinical case will be assigned, then you see the patient and present. I used to give it to somebody else. The other students will be very happy. They are getting more opportunity. Because it is not opportunity. I was not really comfortable. I was not confident. And even if a patient in Malayalam, the patient says that talakarakam. I didn't know what is the English word for the talakarakam. Talakarakam, Orkanam. I don't know what the English word is. So then one of my friends, Vijay Kumar, he is in USA. He was very good English communication, language skills. Vijay Kumar, the present, glad. Oh, he used to present. Then I listened to him. And when he said that vertigo, oh, okay. So talakarakam means vertigo. And nausea, orkanam is nausea. That is what I did throughout my MBBS days. I rarely used to make any presentation, but I observed and learned. I observed. I was very good. Always I am very good in observation. Anybody else? Did you find this session? Gomarji, any comments?
Yeah, because Mamata Banerjee, you can see our Pinarayi Vijayan's photo also.
Not our politics. I'm deliberately not saying that one. Okay?
Yeah, not politics, not politics. We are seeing and believing,
Right. I'm not saying some of the names also. But Mamata, so I thought, okay, it is not Kerala. Yogi, you should not talk about anybody from Kerala. Oh no, then they will come with to chop your nose and chop your ear, chop your tongue. So that's sort of a situation there because of the aggressiveness. Okay, now I'm going to stop the recording, then we'll continue the discussion. Thank you all for your active participation.